Welcome to the Home Loan Approval Guide channel. I am Christina. I am a former realtor, former mortgage loan officer, and I have 20 plus years in the financial world in a lot of different areas. But on this channel, we talk about how to get through the home financing process, tips, tricks, and even some of my own commentary and thoughts on how things work. And in this video, we're going to talk about the housing prices, right? And what you can expect. Are the housing prices going to go down? All right. So without further ado, let's get right into this topic. So housing prices, they've gone bananas. They've gone through the roof. And a lot of people thinking it's good to wait. They're waiting for a housing crash. And what I can tell you is that my belief, my educated belief on these housing prices is that they're not going down. Not significantly anyway, right? And there's a few things at play here. One of the biggest things at play is inflation. And if you don't fully understand inflation, then let me just sum it up like this. If you need more dollars to do today than what you needed yesterday to do the same things, that's really what inflation is. It's loss of buying power in your dollar, right? And everybody's experiencing that. It's not just in the real estate prices, it's in our food, it's in our fuel costs, it's in everything that we do. We're seeing prices go up. I just recently had to go price some tires for my car, right? I don't even have a truck, I have a car. And when I compared just a few years ago, getting those same tires priced, I mean, we're talking about a $300-$400 difference in price. So that's what inflation is. You need more dollars to do the same things that you would have done yesterday or last week or last month, right? Or last year, right? That's what inflation is. And we're all seeing it. And that, on that fact alone, or that principle alone, that's one of the reasons you're not going to see housing prices go down, because everything costs more in dollar terms, right? I always recommend people get educated on the financial system that we're a part of. And a couple resources that I can link in the description. One is the series, The Hidden Secrets of Money by Mike Maloney. It's like a 10-part series that he put on YouTube. Excellently produced, that explains our financial system. There's a book by G. Edward Griffin called The Creature from Jekyll Island. It talks about the creation of the Federal Reserve, right? And then there's this quote by one of the senior Rothschild family members from a couple centuries ago that talked about how if the monetary system is controlled, it doesn't matter who's in power as far as the leader of a country. So that was a very telling statement made all those, many years and decades ago. So it's important to understand the financial system you're in. That's number one, right? It's important to understand legal tender versus lawful money, right? This is all very important, but this is why you produce these videos or create these videos to talk about the process of getting home loan approval, because one of the ways you protect yourself with inflation is through your housing costs, right? Once you buy a home, even if you do so with a mortgage, right, you are stabilizing your housing costs. So if a person bought a house 5 years ago with a fixed rate mortgage, their housing prices aren't going up. Their taxes may go up, but their housing prices aren't going up, right? So whereas people are now experiencing severe inflation with their rent, right? This is why, again, I create this content and I, try to help people go through that process, because this is a real deal, everyday life things that we're dealing with, this inflation. Now, another reason that I believe that home prices aren't going down, and I alluded to this in a previous video I did, which I'll link here. You should see it pop up. But the other reason is there is increased competition and supply, right? And the competition is being increased through major corporations and firms buying up properties, right? Again, another resource that if you want to understand what's happening, right? Because real estate is just one dynamic of everything that's happening, right? Our financial system is currently being transitioned, right? Because fiat currency doesn't last forever. If you haven't checked out the Great Reset by the World Economic Forum, that's an important piece of the puzzle to help you understand like what's really happening here, right? And so there's been increased competition from firms buying up single family properties, right? But there's a reason behind that, so it's important for you to get knowledgeable about that. But again, you still have time and opportunity and space to go ahead and get yourself prepared to secure your housing, because that's a big part of preparing for just life, and the things that are transitioning in our financial system is securing your housing, right? It can be very trying on a family when your rent is increasing by 30% at one fell swoop, right? So again, this is why I create this content, to help you through that process, to help you get your plan together, to get through the financing process seamlessly and without a lot of stress and headache, right? Because I know that it can get kind of convoluted. Again, I've been in the financial world for a long time. I'm a student of the financial system, not just real estate and not just mortgage financing. I know a lot of stuff. I do. I constantly am studying and learning. So it's important that, in order to prepare yourself, that you understand the entirety of what this system is and put yourself in position to do well, right? And one of the ways is definitely securing your housing, your food, your energy, your ability to still trade, buy, sell, whatever, even in the event of inflationary activities, right? It's important that you do that for yourself. So I've said a lot in this video. I'm going to link some information resources. If you're curious about, hey, what's going on? Like what's happening with all of these prices going through the roof, right? If you want to understand that a little better, I'll link some resources in the description of this video. But again, it's important that you understand that if you're in a position, that you put yourself in the best position possible going through this current, I guess some would say reset, or some would say, transition, or whatever it might be. Put yourself in the best position, and the best position is a knowledgeable position, right? So again, prices, I don't see them going down. It just by the very nature of inflation and supply and demand. That's just, what it is. And so it's important that if you're in a position, you've been on the fence, that you go ahead and make a decision. And again, check out my other video that I linked to this video. So with that being said, that's it for this video. Definitely like, comment, share, subscribe, continue to check back for more information, and I'll see you on the next video.